everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Sharon, and this is a channel that is dedicated to all things related to narcissism. I've been married to a covert narcissist for almost 20 years. I'm separated from him now, and what I do with this channel is I use my real life experiences to get information out there to people about what narcissism really is, what it looks like, what it does to you, and what it does to your family. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about hoovering. Hoovering is when an emotionally abusive person attempts to suck you back into their life using lies and manipulation. They're trying to get you back where they want you. Narcissists are people that are not going to be good partners in any relationship. They're 100% selfish. All they care about is themselves. They need you to do things for them. So if they feel that you're breaking away, you're getting to a point of freedom, or this also happens if the narcissist has messed up, say they're in the middle of a silent treatment, they cheated on you, you're mad at them for whatever reason, oftentimes they will use a hoover. This is an attempt to bring you back into the fold. It's named after the vacuum cleaner. So just like with the vacuum cleaner, they're trying to suck up the dirt that they treated you like. This is what a narcissist is doing. They're trying to get you back to being a victim. Narcissistic relationships are addictive. What you believe is love is actually an addiction. It's a trauma bond. It's an attachment to somebody who's hurting you. And because it's an addiction, you feel compelled to be with the narcissist. It's very difficult to break away. You're vulnerable to that. So if you happen to get away, or you happen to start wising up to who they are, and a narcissist doesn't have another source of supply, they're more than likely going to hoover you. But you got to look at it like if you are really addicted to drugs, or if you're really addicted to alcohol, you can consciously be aware that this is bad for you, that you shouldn't do it, but you're vulnerable, and oftentimes people continually relapse. The same thing happens in narcissistic relationships. It feels good to get hoovered, especially when you're not aware of what's going on. You believe, oh my gosh, this person is becoming the person I knew they could be. I'm going to have everything I've ever wanted in my relationship now. All I need is the person to do this or say this or be this way. The thing about narcissistic relationships is that they're always one-sided. One person does all the giving, you, the victim. The other person does all the taking, the narcissist. So when you really just look at it on the surface like that, a narcissistic relationship offers the victim nothing. The person is giving you nothing. There's no benefit. I'm not trying to say like a relationship should just be 100% beneficial to you, but it should offer you some benefits. There should be some reason you're in the relationship. This isn't a place of servitude where you're a slave to somebody. If you're in a relationship, you want it to be mutual, give and take. And of course, there's certain times where, there's a disparity in power, but in general, the relationship is going to be even. You're benefiting each other. You're in a mutual relationship. That isn't what happens in narcissistic relationships. So when you're in a relationship with a narcissist, they're never going to resolve any conflict, any issues. All they're going to do, the best that you can ever hope, is for a hoover. And what a hoover is when they're promising you that they're going to do all these things, but these promises never materialize. Narcissists are all talk, no action. So in today's video, I'm going to list 5 common ways that narcissists hoover their victims. Now, the first one I'm going to talk about is probably the most common, and this is when a narcissist will promise to get better, to change, to stop their bad behavior. Now, when you're in a relationship with somebody like this and they're being cruel to you, abusive, there's no security in the relationship. When all of a sudden they're offering you everything you ever thought you wanted, you get hopeful. Particularly at the beginning of the relationship when you don't have years of this never happening. You want to believe this. This is fantastic. The narcissist will tell you that, they'll tell you anything. They're going to go to AA. They're going to stop drinking. They're going to stop spending. They're going to stop cheating on you. They're going to spend the rest of their life adoring you. You're their queen. This is the type of thing that they do. It never materializes. All they do is say this until they get what they want. You're feeling fantastic. Yeah, all right, maybe they abused me, maybe they cheated on me, maybe they would give me a silent treatment, but now they're going to be the best person in the world. They promised me. In fact, they're going to go to therapy even. None of this is going to happen. What will happen is you will take them back, you will believe this, you will start treating them amazingly, then they will drop the act and be right back where they were until another time when they'll start hoovering you again. And as the relationship moves on, they'll hoover you less and less. So that great feeling that you look forward to, that high in the relationship where they're hoovering you, is not going to happen nearly as often as it used to at the beginning. But regardless, it doesn't even matter. It could happen every week. The person doesn't change. That's part of being a narcissist. They talk a lot, but there's no action, nothing backing it up. So they'll tell you everything, but nothing ever is going to stop. Now, another way, number 2, and this has happened to me many times, particularly after silent treatment, because a narcissist doesn't deal with issues. They don't deal with conflict. My ex would give me a silent treatment. He was never going to talk to me about it afterwards. He wasn't going to resolve it. He wasn't going to work through his issues, why he would be abusive like this. He wouldn't look at it that way. He would just think to himself, all right, you know what? Now I'm in trouble because I'm not talking to her, so I have to do something to get her to do the things I want. In fact, I want her to make me dinner tonight. I want to have sex tonight, so all right, this is what I'm going to do. And then he would just send me a text, and it would just say something like, hey, or love you, miss you. That's all it took. Now, I didn't see this at the beginning of my relationship, but when he was doing this, he was disrespecting me. He was being very rude. He was telling me exactly how he felt about me. He wasn't going to deal with anything. He didn't care how I felt. All he cared about was getting what he wanted. So all he had to do was say, hey. Literally just type a text like that, and then I would do whatever he wanted. I would be so relieved on my end. He was on a power trip, so it worked out fantastic for him. And he would do this over and over again. I would be miserable. During a silent treatment, I would barely be making it through each day. The pain was so horrendous, and he could just end it anytime he wanted. And I noticed he would never end it earlier in the day. It would always be, so this would be, say, a work day. It would be at the end of the day, right before he came home. He was maximizing the pain that I was in. I can see this now, but I didn't see it then. So if this is you, if this is something you're going through, please pay attention to this. This is all deliberate. I used to believe that my ex just wasn't good at communicating. He didn't know what to do. Oh no, he's giving me a silent treatment against his own will. Never. That's never true. They always know what they're doing. They just don't care. And I know that that's painful, but the reality is if you're in a relationship with somebody like this, you're never going to have the relationship that you deserve. You're never going to have the relationship that you put the effort into. The narcissist is all about taking things from you. So that's what they'll do. They will just end any type of silent treatment, end any conflict by just sending you some lame text, and then that's enough. They're showing you, they're telling you how they feel when they do that. Number 3, a narcissist will use a special occasion to reach out. So say you're separated, or you're just in a period where you're not really communicating very well. They'll think to themselves, because they're plotters, they're planners. They'll scan their brain and they'll try to think of something that's happening, something that they can use to get you back in. Because a narcissist really is like some type of, ant or something going around your house looking for an entryway, and they're like a mouse trying to find their way into your house. They're not going to offer you any benefit. They're trying to take something from you. So they'll think, oh, geez, you know what? The anniversary of our first date is next week. That's perfect. So then they'll wait till then, and then they'll send you a text, or they'll call you or give you flowers or whatever, and say something like, do you know what today is? It's the anniversary of our first date. I bet you didn't think I'd remember. Then they want you, and this often works, you'll think to yourself, oh my gosh, I can't believe he remembered. There's no way he would remember that if he didn't love me. This is what happens. Narcissists go after good people, people that are loving, people that are emotional, people that want to have good relationships. And they'll throw this bait out, and it works because you don't understand at first who this person really is. It's all intentional. If you look at it as the manipulation that it is, you'll feel differently about the narcissist. Number 4, they will touch base using some random excuse. So a few months ago, my ex just randomly sent me a text, and in it, he said to me, oh, by the way, this is like the whole text, there's no other context. I was at the grocery store and I saw so-and-so and so-and-so. So he saw 2 people that we used to go to church with. And what he wanted me to do was think, oh, he did? Did he talk to them? I wonder what happened. What happened? He wanted me to text him back or call him back to get the information. then he could start a conversation and try to pull me back in. So I ignored the text, but that wasn't what he wanted. This was intentional. Whether he saw them or not, he probably did, but whether or not he saw them, it doesn't matter. He just needs me to think he did so that I would contact him. It's all about initiating that contact. It's all about getting you where they want you. They want you to do things for them. They want you to service them, and they'll get you there any way that they can. Now, the fifth one I'm going to talk about is that they'll suddenly pretend that they're concerned about you. So my ex would every once in a while randomly text me, "Are you okay? How are you doing?" Now, he doesn't care how I'm doing. If I said to him, "Oh, I'm doing terrible. I'm really depressed. In fact, I'm suicidal right now," he would not know what to do. He probably would have stopped corresponding with me, or he would have texted back something like, sorry to hear that. Now, he might do, if I said to him, "Oh, geez, I have a terrible headache. I'm really, really not feeling well right now." In that situation, he might say something like, "Really? Can I do something for you? Can I get you some medicine at CVS?" He might do something like that. But if I said, "Yeah, I really think I need to go to the hospital right now," he's not going to take me to the hospital. He's not going to take that type of time out. But he might do something minor, like go buy me Advil or something. A narcissist is not going to put in maximum effort. It's always the least amount possible. Now, a little bonus one I have, and this is an important one to understand. My ex has done this to me many times. If somebody's doing this to you, see it for what it is. They'll claim that they're ill, they're dying, or maybe they'll tell you they're going to kill themselves. My ex has threatened suicide so many times. This is a classic abuse tactic. It's abusive to tell somebody that you're going to kill yourself because it scares the other person. At the beginning of my relationship, when he would do this, I was terrified. I thought, oh my gosh, he's going to kill himself. And then I felt guilty, like, oh my gosh, he's going to kill himself. And this is really what was happening. He's going to kill himself because he's abusing me by giving me a silent treatment, and I'm upset about the silent treatment. So now he's going to kill himself. So it's really my fault, and I need to do whatever possible to make sure that he doesn't kill himself. So he would just take off. I would be terrified. I'd be sitting in my house not knowing what to do. When this first happened, I used to think, should I call the police? Oh no, I don't know if I should call the police, because if I call the police and he's not really going to kill himself, then he's going to get mad at me, and then it's going to be worse. This is such powerful manipulation. I was terrified. Then, of course, he's still alive right now. He never killed himself. He never tried to kill himself. He just wanted me to think he was going to kill himself. So he would just come home and just waltz right into the door, walk right into the house like nothing happened. And I would be so relieved. Oh, thank God. Are you all right? This is what would happen. It's embarrassing. It is embarrassing for me to sit here and tell you that I used to be terribly worried that he was actually going to hurt himself. He was manipulating me. Now, what he does now, he doesn't do that anymore, but his new thing is that he'll tell me that he has some terrible disease. He's dying, So I don't know that he's gone to the doctor. He'll suddenly tell me. Now, he hasn't done this lately because we don't live together, but when we were living together, he would do this. So I would be upset with him for something he did. And then instead of dealing with the issue, he would suddenly just blurt out, "Well, it doesn't matter because I'm dying anyways. I was at the doctor last week and the test results were terrible." I mean, he would say this. He even went so far as to tell me one time, "I have everything out on the computer, everybody that you should call. I have all the insurance information so you can get life insurance." Like all these things he would tell me. "I just want you and the kids to be all right after I die." He would say this so seriously. And I would think to myself, I used to think, oh my gosh, what's wrong? What test results? It's ridiculous. This is what they do. Now I know. Now I understand what's happening. But for a long time, I didn't. And if you're in that situation, if you're with somebody and they're doing these things to you, they are manipulating you. And I understand it's difficult. You don't want to believe it. No, not my husband. He would never do that to me. He loves me. He's just having a hard time. He's not good at communicating. Whatever it is, the truth is that if you are in a relationship with a narcissist, if you're in a relationship with somebody who has narcissistic traits, they are manipulating you. They don't have the ability to love. And it's not personal. It's so hard not to take this personally. I really get that. But the truth is, when you're outside, when you are out of the relationship, you will see things very differently. I have a video I'm going to make coming up. I was going to do it today, but I'm trying to figure out exactly how I should go about this. So it's going to be maybe Friday, but probably next week. I'm going to do a video about what it feels like to be out of the relationship. For so long, I believed I was stuck in my relationship. I couldn't get out. I was trapped. I had no choice. Other people could leave their relationships, but I couldn't. Really want to offer hope to people that are in these relationships. You can get out. So if you have any questions about that or things you'd like me to talk about in that future video, please mention it in the comments or email me, savingheartsfromnarcs@gmail.com. I want to offer people hope. When you're in a relationship like this, you don't have to be. There is life after narcissistic abuse. If you're in this endless hoovering cycle where the best part of your relationship is when somebody's hoovering you, when they're lying to you, and you have that moment of joy where you think, finally, it's never true. It's never going to last. But there is true happiness for you. It's outside of the relationship. So I'm so sorry. I understand how painful that is, but really, you don't have to stay in this endless cycle. See the narcissist for who they are. Put up boundaries. Have respect for yourself. The most important thing that you can do is know your worth. Discover your own worth, who you are as a person, what you offer in a relationship, and be with somebody that can give that back to you. Be with somebody that you can really love, who really loves you. Hoovering is just manipulation. It is intentional deceit. Thank you so much for watching this video. Grateful for everybody who watches and supports my channel. I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So if all goes well, I will see you in Friday's video. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. God bless you.